Is it on? Okay, y'all. So, welcome back to TP. Another day, another dollar. Another day, another dollar. How y'all doing? I'm gonna tell y'all how I'm doing. I'm gonna give y'all a second though. Okay, I totally get that. I love that for you. And more blessings, more abundance. Now, on to me. Honestly, y'all, I just been trying to, I've learned patience to a pretty good degree, but it's just like, I'm learning to be patient and productive, you know? So, still being diligent with the stuff that I'm supposed to be doing while I'm waiting on certain things to finish up other endeavors I have. So it's hard because when you see the vision and when you really start to understand the vision, you want to really just have everything together right away. Especially because me, I'm neurodivergent. So it's like, all I can think about is what I want to get done. And then I just try and kind of push away the other things I could be doing in the present moment to get me to where I need to be even faster, you know? So I'm trying to learn to stop doing that and just be consistent. Consistency has been the most difficult thing for me, honestly, because the way my brain works, I like doing things a certain way, but I can't always have my way. So I have to learn to adjust to my environment and adjust to whatever I got to. But learning where I need to adjust is really first and foremost God, talking with him and communicating what I think that I need so he can reveal to me what I need to sift through to get to where I really want it. So I'm learning that, but it's hard. I ain't gonna lie. I'm trying to stay focused and it's really, really hard. But it's not really hard. It's I'm used to high anticipation, high anxiety environments where I have to think on my feet. But now that I have the time to really just sit and plan things out, it's I overthink. You know what I'm saying? I trust myself. I feel like I make better decisions on instinct sometimes, but that's not always true, you know? And when times are necessary, that's usually God just helping me out. You know, it doesn't necessarily mean I made the decision. He just helped me out and led me to a better one. So, but I also believe everything that I experience is for a reason. So I'm trying to learn that the patience is required so I can understand why he has me where he has me in whatever season I'm in. So it's with that, it's hard to tell sometimes because it's okay, is this what God wants for me or is this what I want for me? And I feel literally, just like I said earlier, prayer, communicating with him and letting him know where you're at and what your needs are so he can sponsor that as well as lead you to what you need to for your next steps. Because you're not just here chilling for no reason. I mean, some of us, it's not I don't want to say no reason, because everybody's part in society is important to maintain stability. Everyone has a role for a reason, and God gives everybody a role. Everybody has a role. But understanding what your purpose is, your role, is by understanding yourself as a person. A lot of times we shame ourselves for qualities that God gave us on purpose. Like me, when I was growing up, I loved clothes, bro. I loved fucking clothes. I love clothes. My parents would always be like, school is not a fashion show. You know, African parents just be doing that, shake it, shake it. But it was just like, fuck it. I just kept doing it. And anybody that knew me in high school, which I was always like, sometimes I don't know why I was wearing heels in high school, but I hated wearing heels after high school. Crazy. But yeah, so it's just like certain qualities, like I'm really, because I'm neurodivergent, I have certain qualities about myself that are a little bit more exuberant at times, and the way I express myself, I can be a lot. I get that, you know what I'm saying? And too bad, because a lot is really great when it comes to me, because I just have a lot of love to give. I have a lot of wisdom and, you know, knowledge to share, because I know there are times where I needed that, and I had God help me with people or just guide me to information. So if I can facilitate that in any way myself, I would like to. But aside from that though, I'm really just learning to just accept me, you know? Like, I have a very high confidence. Don't get that twisted. Okay? Very, very high confidence. But because of certain health issues I have, sometimes, like right now, my face is like pretty puffy. But it's just because I'm going through certain times of the month. So, you know what I'm saying? So, and also I have been drinking a lot of wine lately, and that puffs up my face, cortisol and all that nonsense. You know, moon face, from having high cortisol, that's where I'm at right now. But it's okay, because I'm learning to love myself regardless of what stage I'm at, because like, I'm eventually gonna have like kids. So that's a whole process in itself. And because I'm so highly sensitive, I know, like, I have to learn how to really get myself back to a good mental space, like, naturally, because I don't like medicine. It didn't work out for me as a kid, so I just decided to never go back. Like, I rarely even use Tylenol unless I'm really, really in pain or something like that. But, it's not like, it's just because me, and even like with certain foods, I'm not supposed to eat a lot of certain foods, but I eat them, and then I end up feeling like super bloated for days, and it's just not fun. You know what I'm saying? And I also am just gonna get back into my workout routine, because when I was in high school, I didn't feel all these symptoms because I was an athlete am an athlete, but I played basketball from like 3rd grade to almost my last year of high school. But I graduated high school a year early because personal stuff. But yeah, so when I was doing all of that, I didn't feel any of the symptoms because I was more so dealing with my asthma. But I outgrew that, thank God. But yeah, and we played, like, I played AAU and school all throughout high school and stuff, so I was always on the court, you dig? But yeah, so I didn't really feel those symptoms because I was so active, and at a certain point I taught myself how to eat better. You know what I'm saying? Not because like my country food was very healthy, but we had to change a little bit how we adjusted the like salt and other rates, just because we do have certain health problems that we're running the family. So it's just better to eat healthy to, you know, just prevent any problems, be proactive instead of having to be reactive, you know? But outside of that, bro, my personality is another thing that, like, people don't always understand, because I'm a very multifaceted individual. The sweet persona that y'all get is only because when I show you people sugar, you get mad, and then people want to make me a villain. I don't care. I'm so sorry. You're always gonna be the villain in someone's story, guys. And that's just the reality of the story that we live in. Our destinies are written, but we also get to make decisions to choose the paths that we go on. Kind of like those interactive games on Netflix. There's always an end result, but how you get to that is your choice. You get me? So when it comes to stuff like that, I just be like, just analyze the situation. That's all you're meant to do. But when we become reactive is when we increase karmic debt, whether it be good or bad. So it's like when you act reactively instead of proactively, like considering someone's feelings instead of trying to find forgiveness for hurting someone's feelings. But you know, that can't always be prevented. That's the hard part. And you can't really control how someone else reacts because you don't really know their emotional control level or emotional intelligence level. A lot of people, not like they're dumb, but it's just they haven't learned enough from their experiences, so they keep repeating them. You understand? So when you, like, I see life as kind of like levels. When you do something that you're supposed to do, you understand, and then you move on to the next level. You might see another chapter or another level that looks similar to the one prior to it, but you know you're going to do better because you've already seen that before. But if you don't, then you have to keep going again. You understand what I'm saying? So when it comes to that, it's just like focus on you and what you could have done, because you're the only person that can control you, and you're the only person you have control over. So instead of like, obviously, once you observe your actions and your reactions, rectify whatever you need to. But if it's not possible, or just past that due point, or it just wasn't necessary in that situation, not like it wasn't needed, but God just wanted you to observe, because if it went any further, it could have been very reactive. You know what I'm saying? But a lot of shit that I used to really let hype get over me over when I was younger, I really don't anymore. Like, even when I was younger, like, I think the first fight I ever got into was when I first moved to Richmond, bro. It was like the month of October, and I knew better than to go out with all that bad energy Halloween weekend, bro. But it is what it is. Like, we went to this house party and we got mistaken for someone else, and someone tried to fight my friend and pulled me in it. That was the first and only fight I've ever been into. That's so crazy to me. But I literally tried to de-escalate the situation for like 10 minutes. So it's just like, I'm learning to just not put myself in positions where things like that can even go down, because I feel like that devalues what I'm trying to do for people and present and be an example of. I'm not trying to like encourage violence in any matter, form, or fashion. But situations like that don't have to happen when you know to just stay home. I'm learning to really just stay home. Staying in my own energy, or just staying in places where my energy feels valued, or where my energy feels protected. Because God's never going to guide you to somewhere that, you know what I'm saying, like, that's meant to hurt you. Anywhere that you go is just to learn, but you choose how you learn. There's always a positive and negative reaction because of the positive and negative that you put out. So you're only going to get back what you receive. But that's not always true also, because sometimes you're put in situations to test your faith or test your character. And those can happen on a daily basis. Because that's why I say look at life, not like as a game, but in the sense of learning and achieving different goals or different understandings of yourself. Learning how to reflect and be like, okay, this isn't necessary. I can take a step back. I can exit. You know what I'm saying? But it's just, don't feed into the hype of people around you. Because even that night, I was literally telling people, like, people were around trying to pull out their cameras and entice a fight. I was like, y'all doing too much, like chill out. You're hyping it up. And that's what happens when people's ego get into play. People try and do things to prove a point when that's just not necessary, because people get hurt in the same sense of trying to prove a point that has no real like grounding in it. That's something that will be here today, gone tomorrow. But it's like a lot of times when you do shit for the hype, you get hype results. Quick. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, and the worst part about it is it stains your character, because, and it also affirms things that other people say about you. Because like the next day, people were texting the girl that, texting my friend that the girl had attacked. And they were telling her like they were so grateful because she was like a bully on campus or something like that. And I'm not here to defend no one's character. I just know what I was told and what I witnessed and I saw. So it's just like, just be mindful of how you treat people. There's literally no reason to be like nasty when you can just like have a good time. Especially when you're already feeling negative experiences, because I'm sure that girl had stuff going on. I really do. I don't disbelieve it, because hurt people, but it's just like she was a villain in her story. She was a villain in her story too, because she, you know what I'm saying? So it's just like, just be kind. Just be kind and be mindful, because that put a stain on her character. Everyone else was good. You feel what I'm saying? Even her friends were embarrassed because they were trying to hold her back from the beginning. So it's just like, not one of her friends jumped in for her. So it's just like, when you do things for the hype and it's not for a good cause, people will hype you up, but they won't always really support you when you need it. That's another lesson to learn. So it's just like, don't do things for outside validation, bro. It's never worth it. It's just never worth it. Don't stain your character for a meaningless decision that will fill your heart today and embarrass you the next. Choose the higher route, not to be the bigger person, but just because it's not really always worth the time, you know? But as we step into this month of August, I pray that y'all have an abundance of love, prosperity, and peace, you know? Just don't let anyone disrupt your peace. Pray. I'm learning how to pray. I was just talking in the conversation with my mom after church about, you know, increasing our prayer life and, you know, getting back active in the church. And y'all know me, I'm more spiritual than religious, but I do appreciate the values that God teaches. Like, I feel like every religion's esoteric knowledge is valuable. God teaches all his children through whatever means he needs to. And that's what I believe. So I'm just learning and understanding my roots before I indulge in, you know, understanding other cultures and their roots. So I'm prepared for whatever position God ever places me in. When I need to be ready, it's better to be ready than to have to get ready. Understand? But these mosquitoes is eating me up, and they is ruthless. So I'm gonna see y'all in another episode. It'll probably be makeup for real. Probably do a makeup tutorial for y'all. So I wasn't thinking my nose, it was the side, don't play with me. I'll probably just cut that out. Love y'all.